There are sellers making over 10K per month selling AI art as digital prints on Etsy, and there's no reason you can't too. My name is Alec. I started selling on Etsy at the end of 2023, and within my first year, I was doing months like this. I've also been writing code for over 10 years, and today, with my Etsy experience plus my automation system that I've built for this business, I've helped sellers hit wins like these, all in the AI Art Sellers Collective with the link below. Now, you're probably looking at this and wondering if it actually works or how to get it all set up, and that is totally fair. And that is why in this video, we're going to do a live YouTube Q&A answering all of your questions directly. I love doing these. It's a chance to just hang out and answer these live with you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So we're back with another YouTube Q&A, and I think we have a handful of comments to get through today. Like usual, I haven't seen these before, so we're just gonna go ahead and see what happens. So let's get to our first question from 3 weeks ago. I so want to do this and join the community. However, Midjourney seems so overwhelming. It scares the heck out of me. I'm scared of doing something wrong according to the rules and whatnot, kind of like it felt the first time I joined servers on Discord years ago. And then we have a follow-up comment. But before we get there, yeah, I mean, that's fair. I think that's that fear is kind of, it happens in anybody with anything they start, you know, whether you're starting an AI art Etsy shop or going outside to the grocery store or whatever else, you know, you're always scared of doing something wrong. When you're driving, you're scared of like going into the other lane or taking the wrong turn or whatever else, right? Like it's all scary. There's always ways you can screw up in life and make mistakes, but like you have to try. Otherwise, are you truly living? You know, like if you never try and you just stay in your comfort little bubble, I just don't think that's a life worth living. You know, you want to push your boundaries. And yeah, one of the quotes that I love, we're getting a little motivational here right at the beginning, but one of my favorite quotes of all time is true hell is when the person you are meets the person you could have been. And that's kind of like high in the sky, whatever, but it essentially makes me think about like the risks that you didn't take, like you, the version of yourself who didn't take the risks, who didn't put in the extra work, take the shots, whatever else. There's another version of you who did take those risks and take those shots and work those long nights. And that version of you is here, and that current version of you might be here. And so that disparity, it really is the true hell. And you meet someone like that who could have, like the millionaire, he's on the yacht or whatever, and like that could have been you if you were to just take a few risks and work a little harder on certain things or go all in or whatever it might be, right? So all that to say, honestly, if you're doing stuff that scares you is usually a sign that you're in the right direction. Honestly, that's what I've learned from life. Anyway, so we got a little philosophical on that first one, but we do have a response here. So N Legal says, don't be scared, do it. Alex's community is amazing. And inside he teaches how to use Midjourney and how to prompt to get premium images. Midjourney has actually gotten easier to use as they now have a way to join that doesn't involve going through Discord. True, it is. That's absolutely correct. Yeah, the Midjourney web editor is like light years ahead of kind of where Discord was. Please don't sell yourself short. Yep, exactly. I just joined yesterday and I've received tremendous value from the first few videos I've watched in the classroom. You won't regret it. Take care, and I hope to see you in the community. Aw, man, that is such a sweet little review. Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, I try. Everyone who joins, like, they get the VIP experience. Like, I'll help you however you need help, whether that's in the community or directly, on top of all the course material and the prompt drops and the Etsy software and automations and stuff. Like, yeah, I mean, like all things considered, it's a really good deal. Like you get a ton of support. So thank you for saying that. And yeah, I totally agree. Like you got to take a leap, got to take a chance. So anyway, now let's move on to the next one. Love the automation, but too restricted on a certain program. I stopped using Photoshop because it is too expensive. Yet, if you can develop Affinity, that would be helpful too. So Affinity, I think, just came out with a free version. And as far as I know, they don't really have a great scripting environment, but I know people are starting to use it more and more, probably because it's free. So maybe I'll take a look at that in the future, or maybe they'll develop their scripting environment a little bit better in the future. But yeah, for now, the automation script runs in Photoshop. You can get it for $19.99 a month with like the photography plan on Adobe. And yeah, I mean, in my personal opinion, $19.99 a month for a business that could make you like $3,000, $5,000, 10, like it's definitely worth it. You have to it's totally this trope, but it's like spend money to make money. Like you are going to have expenses. Nothing, like you can't just have infinitely free tools and expect to like really have high leverage, you know? So anyway, kind of side note there, but yeah, it's all through Photoshop. I mean, that's the best graphic design tool on the planet. They've been doing it for 20 years or maybe 30. I mean, they've been around since the 90s. So anyway, Photoshop is just great. And it's like a really key skill to learn, especially as you kind of grow and develop with Etsy. So anyway, great automation software you created. Does it actually also resizes the paintings to all those different sizes? I know you showed them, but I didn't understand if it's the same software that automates titles, description, and tags. Very astute observation there. So it actually is kind of a two-part automation system. There's the Photoshop script, like we just talked about, and that essentially turns your art into, here, let me pull up the doc. So it transforms your art in input. It's a waterfall, right? And it runs through all your mockups, and then it flows it into your output folder. Okay, so it's all like the script does everything on your computer. And then I don't have a cute diagram for this next part, but for Downpour, you just drag and drop the files into the upload software, and it writes titles and tags with AI. Actually, I think I do have a diagram. So the diagrams have been collected for Tempest, the Photoshop script that runs on your computer. It crops the art into 5 ratios, upscales the art into 5 or more sizes, infinitely many sizes, as many as you want. And then it also pastes your art into 10 mockups, or 20, I guess, at this point. Etsy up the limit to 20. So it does all this stuff on a loop, right? You see that? So, and it's crazy, right? It's storm clouds and craziness, and it's just crazy. It's super fast. It runs in the background. It is like the highest leverage thing you can do for this business. So you get all this mockups, sizes, ratios, all these little files living in your computer, and then you upload them to Etsy with Downpour, which processes your art files into listings, writes AI titles and tags, and then uploads to Etsy. And alt text and descriptions too. We've added that. So yeah, it is kind of a two-parter, but the whole point of that is that I didn't want everything to live just in like a software, because I want you to have some agency with your business. Like, I want you to own your files and like you to be able to use your custom mockups. So that's why the script lives on your computer, and it's all through that Photoshop step. You have full control, it lives on your computer. And then once you're ready, then you can just upload through Downpour, the upload software. And then you can use the AI, which you can still guide with like guidance, text, notes, and stuff like that. So yeah, I just want to give you as much control as possible while making it as easy and seamless and automated as possible too. And I think we've achieved that. Yep. So great question. Thank you. Okay. Just wow. This is incredible. I agree. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I thought when I first started building it for my shop back in 2024, and it's continued to blow my mind ever since. So thank you. I'm about to join your community. This is so for me. Great. Yeah. I mean, I think anyone who's trying to make money on Etsy with AI art in particular, but really any digital products, like this is kind of a game changer. And I just don't think that many sellers really know about it. And then we got our triple threat here. Does anyone know what the parameters are that trigger the best seller's algo? That would be the golden goose right there. I mean, it depends. I mean, it's all about the niche. I've talked about this in other videos, but you can do the bestseller trick where you go on Etsy and I'll just do it right here. So you can just go on Etsy and just search for like winter wall art. And what you can do is actually just show filters, go to Etsy's best, click star seller, and then in the URL, change star to 1, 2, 3, 4 best. And you'll actually get only bestseller or popular now results, right? Or you can just use like an Everbee tool. That gives you like monthly sales and total views and conversion rate and stuff like that. Yep. So, I mean, that's probably the best you can do. There's no way to kind of crack the algorithm, but you can do this. You can use tools like Everbee to analyze titles and tags and all kinds of stuff, which really helps a lot. Yeah, I would just say do market research, pick a niche, try to stay within that niche, find best-selling shops, like do what they do, get what they get. It's one of my favorite lines. So if you find a shop making 10K a month, do what they do, get what they get. That doesn't mean copy them. But that means like if their style is crushing and they have a specific type of like branding or mockups, like if you make something with that same heart, like that same style, you'll probably end up getting what they get. So yeah, good question. Okay. Literally am obsessed with this whole thing. I am prepping so many images to start using your automation soon. Way too excited. Question for you. Why do you prefer creating the 4:5 ratio over the 2:3 ratio in Midjourney? And is there a reason you chose JPEG over PNG? Thanks. Great question. So let's start with this one. JPEGs are like 5 times more space efficient than PNGs, and they're 90% of the quality. So PNGs are literally like every single pixel is accounted for in the way it saves the file mapping, whereas JPEGs kind of like cut corners a little bit. Like if you have if you look at my thumbnail right here, there's a bunch of like blue in the background. Anywhere that there's no, like it's just a solid blue color, a JPEG will kind of short circuit that and just be like, you know what, this whole area is like hex number 12345, which is a color code for blue. Whereas with a PNG, it would literally map every single individual pixel, regardless of if there were like optimizations that could be made. Okay, kind of techie answer, but JPEGs are just a lot smaller and their resolution is totally fine. And in fact, most print providers prefer JPEGs because they're just totally great. I mean, they're everything you will ever need. So, yep. And then for the Midjourney ratio, I like 4:5. I just think it's like nice and wide and full screen, and then it's kind of convenient to crop down from there. Like you start with 4:5, which is a little wider, thin it out for a 2:3, like thin it out as well for like 11:14 and like 5:7, some of the other ones. Whereas if you start with 2:3 and then you have to go into 4:5, it like, I don't know. It's fine. It's totally fine. You can do whatever you want. Honestly, it's probably like ambiguous either way. Like either way, there's going to be croppings the way that you come up with those other sizes based on your origin. I just like 4:5. It's like simple, and I like the way the designs come out. I feel like they just like have more width rather than just being really tall. But I mean, totally up to you. Seriously. And the automation system makes it easy. Like it'll crop it into all those sizes automatically, whether you start with a 2:3 or you start with a 4:5 or you start with a 1:2. Like it'll crop it into all the right ratios and put it in your mockups and make it fill the space perfectly. So it's super robust, which is cool. Okay, darn, once again. Hi, Alec. This is totally insane. So you cover researching a niche in your community? Yes, we do actually. And in fact, we cover that for free on YouTube as well. There was a recent video. We'll probably see it once we scroll up, but it's like, here, let me pull it up for you actually. So this video right here, make more sales, how to create AI art that actually sells on Etsy. We talk all about winter designs and creating winter bestsellers and doing market research and all kinds of stuff. This video is great. It's great. It walks through everything. It has a bunch of links inside of it for the free resources as well. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this video for niche exploration. And we also have a design sort of similar to that with a winter kind of analysis of some best-selling shops in the AI Art Sellers Collective course as well, which you get for free as a part of the membership. So yeah, we got your bases covered with that one. All right, darn, what you got for me? Can we add our own mockups into the system, but have our own mockups show up for only the individual who uploaded them? Not sure I 100% understand that question, but yes, you use your own mockups with the system. It all lives in Photoshop. It all lives on your computer, really. So that, again, like that's why I wanted to give the seller, you, agency to do whatever you want and like own every kind of piece of the process. And it looks like we have a perfect response right here. I joined recently. Yes, you can have your own mockup. The mockup PSD file is stored on your computer in the specified folder. The Photoshop script will load the PSD file and generate the mockup as a JPEG file. Thank you for that. That is the perfect answer. And yeah, it's absolutely true. You have full control. Now we have Steven, one of the OG founding members of the AI Art Sellers Collective. Everything is moving so fast, it is easy to waste time watching 3-month-old Etsy videos that are already outdated. Thanks to Alec, you can keep up with what's going on every week. Thanks for the update. Yeah, absolutely, Steven. Thank you. We made a ton of progress from earlier this year, back when we were using like Google Sheets and CSVs and custom chat GPTs to write titles and tags. Now it is all built into the automation system. It's built into the software. It's like, it's kind of crazy. I wish I could kind of show like where things went or where things were versus where they are now. It's insane. And when you join the group right now, you're probably just like, oh, whatever, this is cool. But I mean, yeah, it was quite the journey to get here. So I'm just super proud of it. Following that, we have amazing software and uploader. Question: what software is used to upscale the artwork? So that's one of the magic moments here with Photoshop. It actually uses the bicubic smoother on a loop when it runs the script. So it's like completely in the background behind your little window. It's just running this bicubic smoother to upscale your artwork and crop it. So you don't need like gigapixel AI or whatever else. Like you don't need anything. You just need Photoshop. So we're talking like the $19.99 plan, and that's like $19, right? $20. And you get this freaking magic box that can just upscale your artwork and do all this stuff on a loop. Obviously the automation script is a big part of that too, the Tempest script, which is I've spent thousands of hours iterating on. But the magic combo when they come together is really quite powerful. So yep, all built into the automation script. Does this software work with print on demand shirts and other images? If I have a folder of about 100 images, how long would it take approximately to do those 100 listings with about 6-7 mocks for each of those images? Couple questions here. So print on demand, the answer is usually a no. This automation system does not integrate with Printify or anything like that. So it all depends on what the source of truth is for your listings. Because a lot of sellers upload to Printify first, and that's kind of the source of truth, and then like it creates a listing on Etsy. That won't work because Etsy needs to be the source of truth. Like with digital products, it's easy. It all lives in Etsy. So I guess if you could upload your products to Etsy with the automation system in the AI Art Sellers Collective, and then somehow sync that to like Printify, that would work. I'm not a huge POD guy. Yeah. But if you're asking about digital products, so you have 100 images. What? 100 listings with 6-7 mockups each. Okay. How long would that take? Depends on your computer, like your graphics card and stuff like that. I mean, even if you just have like a laptop, you could turn it on overnight and it would be done by morning. I can almost guarantee that. If you have like big video mockups you're rendering, it'd probably still be done by the morning. I mean, it can take a second or two to do each mockup, and then maybe even like 30 seconds to do a video mockup. But like over an 8-hour sleep, like it can get through quite a bit. So yeah, I mean, it's extremely fast. And I mean, even if it took 2 nights, like, are you making 100 listings worth of images every day? Because if you had to run it for like, you could run one batch for one night, the other batch for another night, and now you have your month's worth of listings all ready to go, right? Unless you're really cranking. But I mean, the automation supports people who really want to crank too. You can do whatever you want. Yeah. So with that, let's go ahead and end it there. That was a very nice YouTube QA, a ton of really great comments. You guys are awesome. Check out the link below to see the automation system and what everyone's talking about. See some awesome wins. We've had just like a plethora of wins recently, and when I'm recording this right now, it's November. Like sales are just going like this. They're really, really starting to ramp up. So if there's ever a time to even just try out this business, like now's the time. Or if you're already scaling and you're already making a ton of sales, like it only goes up from here. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.